YouTube, is this thing on? Let's just get right into it. We already know it's on, like we said last week. So today, we're going to be going over a part on the outside. Since we did the inside last week, we're going to get back to the outside. Now, this isn't something very complex. It's a simple little upgrade, but I think it looks good nonetheless, okay? And what we're going to review is the side view mirrors, okay? Now, if you're in the States, you're used to having the EJ6 mirrors, okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with that mirror if that's what you like, but me personally, I just think the EK9 mirror looks a whole lot better. Now, if you're not familiar with the EJ6 mirror that we have here in the States, I'll put a picture of it like right here somewhere, so you'll see what I'm talking about, and you'll see the difference. Like, they're very big. I just don't like the shape of them. And then, they're standard. They don't fold in. They don't do nothing. Now, when you upgrade and you get the EK9 mirrors, you have the ability to do this, which is fold them in, And that's a great option, especially like if you're parallel parked on the street or something. You can fold your mirrors in. That way nobody don't come by and take your mirrors off. Now, I will be honest. There's two different versions of this mirror, okay? You can get the manual version, which is what I have. I got the little switch that I gotta, move it manually. But they do have a power option. Now, if you can get your hands on the power option, obviously, it's a much better option, in my opinion. But just for me, I worry about, power equipment, with these old cars going bad. So the manual ones was just fine for me, okay? Now, aside from them having that option to, again, be able to fold in, like so, okay, there's another reason why this mirror to me is better. And let me see if I can zoom in and show you right here. But if you see the glass on it, okay, it's the Spoon Sport glass, okay? So if you want to upgrade the glass and have like that bluish tint, you have that availability with this mirror. Now, Spoon Sports doesn't offer, to my knowledge anyway, the upgraded glass for the regular EJ6 mirror. Okay, you have to have the EK9 mirror in order to get the Spoon glass. Now, I will be honest with you. This is my second set of these mirrors, okay? So you have to be careful, continuously folding them in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, my first set, I was just crazy with it, and I just kept folding it in and out, every time I parked the car. And right inside of here, there's like a little spring and stuff like that. And I ended up breaking it, and I literally had to find a whole nother set after that. So you have to be mindful of that, every once in a while, if you want to, fold them in, that's cool, but don't make it a habit where every time you park, you're folding them in, because you will break them, okay? Now, I know this isn't like a major upgrade, but trust me, it does make a difference. People do notice the difference when I go places, okay? Now, I also, to bring out, some of the contour of the whole black and red theme that I got going on, now, I could have went ahead and had the mirror painted red and then also painted the base plate red. But just to break it up a little bit and make it a little more aesthetically pleasing, did I say that right? Aesthetically? Yeah, I said it right. Okay. To make it a little more aesthetically pleasing, especially since I got the, what's it called? The thin molding going down the side. Now, this isn't the JDM thin molding. It's the regular OEM molding. You know what I'm saying? But because I left it black, I figured why not leave the base plate black to accent the molding and also the door handle, et cetera, that I chose to keep black, okay? So just to me, that little touch of the black base plate with the red mirror, it just breaks it up and gives it just a nice look, okay? I do get a lot of compliments on it, so I'm just letting you know, you can run the same idea if you want to, or you can just, paint it red all the way through. You know, it's up to you. Either way, they're gonna look a whole lot better, in my opinion, than the EJ6 mirrors, you know, that we get here at the States. Now, if you're gonna run the Spoon Sport glass on the rear view mirrors, you know, you can also, from inside the car, I'll show you, you can run the Spoon Sport rear view mirror as well, okay? So that way, if you run the rear view mirror and then you run the side view mirrors, you know, and you run all the Spoon Sport glass, you know, it'll just be all, you know, matching. And we're back. Sorry about that, y'all. I had like a slight interruption that I had to take care of real quick, but now we're back. Okay. So before I got interrupted, what I was getting ready to say was, you know, let's go ahead and debunk a myth. Okay. Some people feel like, and I mean, to a degree, they're right. These EK9 mirrors look just like the regular, you know, Acura Integra mirrors that you can get. Now, some people, you know, realize obviously that it's cheaper to get a set of Integra mirrors versus paying the money to get the EK9 mirrors. Now, it is cheaper to go that route. Now, can you make it work if you get the Integra mirrors that look just like the EK9 mirrors? Yes, you can make it work, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really not gonna look the best because you can't really tell, but in reality, the Integra mirror is actually slightly longer than the EK9 mirror, and not to mention, even if you get the Integra mirror, you're still gonna need the EK9 base plate, which is the black part right here, you know, unless you're gonna do some trimming and all like that to, you know, the Integra base plate. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy to do. There are people that have done it, but does it look the cleanest? I'll be honest, not really. But if you want to sit there and do the trimming and the modifying and all that, it can be done. Because, I mean, let's face it, it's going to be hard to find someone who has the EK9 mirrors with the base plate that's going to be willing to break it up to give you just the base plate so you'll have, you know, what you need to run the Integra mirrors. Don't go through all that, okay? Don't go through all that. Just save your money, save yourself a lot of time and headache, and just, you know, get the regular EK9 mirrors, okay? If you're having a hard time finding them, I'm going to help you right now. There's a website called edmrareparts.com, okay? Good guy. I've ordered many things from him. He keeps these things in stock pretty often. Now, not so much the power option, but he does have them from time to time. But he does have, you know, just a large selection of the manual mirrors, okay? If you want the power ones, you have to wait a little bit, but he does get them in. But it's much better to just go ahead and get those versus trying to rig the Acura Integra mirrors to fit, okay? But I do understand sometimes your pockets don't allow you to do certain things, so you got to go for what you know. Take your time, do your research, trim them right, and you can make them come out looking decent. They won't look as good as the EK9 ones, but you can pull it off if you take your time and do it right, okay? So that's pretty much going to wrap it up, you know, for this week's video. You know, I just wanted to give you guys a little something, you know, that way I'm continuing to give y'all something every week like I promised that I would do, okay? I love the fact that y'all are supporting, you know, this little series that I'm doing now. I'm paying attention to the likes. I'm paying attention to the comments. I'm paying attention to the views. And trust me, it doesn't go unnoticed. I love you for it, okay? Continue to support me. And like I said, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to message me. You know, you can leave a comment down below. I answer it. I see all the comments. I pay attention to everything. Trust me, okay? Until the next time, keep it simple, keep it humble, keep it you, and y'all know the rest. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.